Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Quality Shot Tennis. Today we've got the Monte Carlo final between Casper Ruud and Stefanos Tsitsipas. Very excited for this one. Ruud leads the head-to-head 2-1. Both Roland Garros finalists going at it. Two of the best players on clay courts. Certainly not, the top of guys. It's not a Djokovic. It's not an Alcaraz. It's not Sinner. It's not the top of the echelon of the sport, of what we'd usually call the top echelon of the sport the last few years, although Casper Ruud has been very close to world number one, and Tsitsipas has been around a long time right at the very top. So it's two top guys. It's good to see a final like this, though. And I'm excited to watch it. Ruud beat Djokovic. Tsitsipas beat Sinner. There's a hotly contested call in that Sinner Tsitsipas match, but either way, Tsitsipas has been playing fantastic tennis. From the very start of the week, he beat Tomas Martin Echeverry, who was great on clay courts and probably had the worst match of his career. But Tsitsipas had started playing incredible tennis, beat him 6-0, 6-1, and he also beat Zverev. He beat some good players on route. He beat Karin Khachanov. He beat Zverev. He beat Echeverry. He beat Jera. And then he beat Jannik Sinner in 3 sets. Casper Ruud's been playing phenomenal. His forehand has looked incredible. His backhand has hotly improved. And, on clay courts, he's just different. And he moves so well. And it's going to be really, really exciting, I think. Their head-to-head is 2-1 for Casper Ruud. They played earlier this year in Los Cabos, which Ruud won. Their one ATP Tour level meeting on clay courts was in Madrid in 2021, which Ruud won in straight sets, 7-6, 6-4. That's a great sign for Casper, because Tsitsipas in 2021 was very, very good. He reached the Roland Garros the Roland Garros semifinal that year, and but he also reached he also won the Monte Carlo title for the first time just before that. So. The fact that Ruud was not in the top 10, Tsitsipas was already established top 10 great clay courter at the time. That's a good sign for Casper. But let's see how this pans out. By the way, they also played in a Challenger tournament, an ITF tournament in 2016 in the final of an ITF tournament, which went 7-6 in the third set. Tsitsipas won that. That was on outdoor clay courts as well. So I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was interesting. That was in Italian Futures Tournament, the final in 2016. 8 years later, these guys are playing in the final of a Masters. Okay, what's up, everyone joining in? All right, here we go. We're getting started. It is 30-15 for Ruud here serving. I see it's a forehand chip into the net. What's up, everyone? Hey, what's up, everybody? By the way, big thing, Casper Ruud going for his first. Let me improve the scoreboard, by the way. It looks disastrous. It looks awful. Okay. Cool. Ruud is going for his first Masters. That's a big thing that's happening. And Tsitsipas is, I said this to, I was talking to my dad earlier, yesterday, who really enjoys tennis as well. And I said, this would be a huge win for Ruud, but I genuinely told my dad this would be a huge win for Tsitsipas, and I really genuinely think so. For him to win this could propel him to right back into the top, stay in the top 10, maybe get an even bigger title down the road, especially on clay. So like the French Open, for example, or something. Maybe he'd like to not play Alcaraz or Sinner, but he beat Sinner in the semis here. You never know. But yeah, anyway, this is a huge match for both guys. Can't be understated. Masters champions of the year so far were Alcaraz and Sinner, and now one of these guys trying to add to that list as well. That backhand goes wide from Steph, so we're at 1-0 for Casper, who gets the hold. This would be a huge win for Casper Ruud. Avoid the allegations of the king of 250, the king of 250 events, king of clay 250 events. Hey, what's up, Zerafine? What's up, Matthew? What's up, Tanmay? Yes, the final should be highly competitive. Steph is the favorite, but not by a lot. Yeah, I agree. I think it should be a fantastically tight match. And I'm actually gonna disagree with you there. I don't even think, for me, I won't, well, yeah, Steph is probably the favorite, but for me, I kind of think Ruud might take it. I think Ruud kind of has it. I'm very close to 50-50. But for me, Ruud is like, I'm tilting 55% towards Ruud. Steph has the experience in these Monte Carlo finals. Ruud has never won a Masters, but I think that's just going to make him hungrier. Right now, right after he beat Djokovic, I think this is his time. It's a good run anyway for Steph. Obviously, even better for Steph win the tournament, and that's I think so too. But for Ruud, I think his motivation is going to be so high. I think he'll like the opponent. I don't think it'll be bad. I'm taking Ruud in 3 sets. I'll take Ruud in 3 sets. But you're probably right that if you're putting it on paper, Steph might be slightly the favorite. I'm not sure. It's very close. Alcaraz pulls out, and Rafa for playing in Barcelona. Neither of those things surprising at this point, judging from the last few days, and that's very good in terms of the Rafa news. Hope Alcaraz is back healthy to defend Madrid, although that's looking slightly unlikely, which is unfortunate. That's a good forehand from Tsitsipas. Both these, we're going to see some big forehands here. What's up, Joe? Steph needs the French Open move to Monte Carlo. Absolutely. He needs Monte Carlo to become a 5th slam. Absolutely. What's up, Joe? Tom May. I'm thinking Ruud definitely has that one. I just have a gut feeling about it. I just have a gut feeling that this is Ruud's time. We'll see if that feeling comes to be true, but I really, really just feel like he's playing so well. That's a smash put away from Steph, though. Steph's not going to make it easy, though, so I say Steph in 3, okay? Let's see. Let's go and get a cocktail and find some shade near the beach. All right. Nice. I say Ruud in 2. Wow. If it's straight sets, I'll be surprised. This has 3 sets written all over it. So Plexi. Hello. This is it. I'm nervous already. Yep. Let's see how the guys do. Kick serve back into Ruud. The forehand of Steph. Forehand of Ruud. That's in the net. 1-0 for Tsitsipas. Sorry, not 1-0. I just woke up. I need to be on my game already. 1-1. Sorry. 1-1. Just yell out a random score. It's 4-5. 4-5 for 4-5 for Djokovic. All right, 1-1. Here we go. Don't worry, Lexington, one of your favorites will win. Yeah, exactly. Of course, I want Casper more to win. This would be a huge win for Casper to get the first Masters. I'm right there with you, Lexi. That forehand goes long from Ruud, though. So love 15 for Steph. We'll see who can grab the early momentum. Ruud here at the line to serve. Right, my connection's super bad. It sucks. Oh, I know a thing or two about bad internet connection. I know a thing or two about it. Okay, that first serve goes long, so second serve here. Kicked, back into Steph. Back into Ruud, back into Steph down the line. Forehand to Ruud. Forehand to Steph. Down the line, back in Ruud defending, way behind the baseline. Smash. Steph stays in, but it's very awkward. That's a good volley put away, though. Good volley put away from Stefanos. So love 30. Steph has a great overhead. I didn't feel like that one was great. I felt like it was a bit of a miss hit because it landed very deep in the court. You kind of want an in-between. Sometimes you don't want it to be super short because then your opponent has time to kind of, run back as it kind of sits up. But you also don't want it to land super deep. If you're hitting it at least close to where your opponent is, or at least somewhat, because it can be a little bit awkward. If you hit the way that Steph hit it, you don't want it to land deep like that. Forehand inside out of the back into Steph. The forehand of Ruud. That goes out. Love 40. It's a poor game from Ruud. It's turning out to be. Heard that Monte Carlo is close to the clay tournaments. Is that due to the weather being cooler in April or the actual clay? No, I would say it's a bit of both, but I just think the way this clay court plays is just slower. I think it's the court largely. I'm sure the weather doesn't help either, but I'm pretty sure the court above anything. Serve the backhand of Steph, forehand of Ruud, backhand of Steph, forehand of Ruud, backhand of Steph, forehand of Ruud again, into the deuce side, smash Ruud, put away, 15-40. Let's see if Ruud can be on his game in these rallies. I think Tsitsipas is going to be the more aggressive player between these two, but Ruud has been hitting that forehand big. And let's see. We're going to see a lot of very interesting cat and mouse rallies on the clay courts between these two guys. Some longer, interesting rallies. It's a very interesting matchup. Serve from Ruud. Out wide. Forehand Ruud, put away. And their weaknesses, their backhands, have been way better in this tournament. About as good as you'll see from both in their last matches. So that makes it very exciting going into this one. It's not necessarily just a contest of who can get it, who can hit more forehands in order to hit it to their opponent's backhands. Seems like there's a little bit more to that now. I mean, there always would be, but you know. All right, serve coming here from Ruud. One more break point to save. He's already saved 2. Some first serves. It's a serve out wide, forehand of Ruud. Forehand of Steph. Oh, cross court. That's a great forehand from Stefanos Tsitsipas. So he gets the 2-1, sliding forehand into that deuce side cross court. That is a great shot. If he can, if if Stefanos can be consistently aggressive in that way, then that would be a very good thing for Steph. Take advantage, because Ruud can struggle sometimes against the bigger hitting kind of players, and Steph isn't necessarily that, but if he can, be the more aggressive player and take control, that can give trouble to Ruud, I think. My EU roaming is better than my actual internet in the UK. Gotcha. You can lower the quality of live stream. Yep. So I did zero about the catch here. My vision so far, I can hardly see Anthony now. I'm just blurry. I always forgot that Rafa won this tournament 11 times. Freaking crazy. Yeah, Rafa won 8 times in a row, which I kind of think is underrated. Just imagine doing, anything 8 years in a row. Winning Monte Carlo, like doing, imagine winning anything 8 years in a row. Now imagine that thing is the Monte Carlo Masters 1000 tournament. 8 years in a row. That's a real thing that Rafa did. That's crazy. That shouldn't be a real thing that he did. Especially against the likes of Djokovic and Federer, he was winning it. I mean, it's just absurd. So, also Ferrer, it was great on clay. Del Potro, Murray. I mean, that is just insane. Asonga also, by the way, like that Wawrinka. Like the fact that I won it 8 times in a row is, and it makes all those players sound like nothing because he's the greatest clay courter that we've ever seen. But the French seems fairly level between 5 or 6 guys. Djoko no form, Alcaraz injuries, Sinner's weakest surface. It's a hard pick. I'll tell you what, actually, Sean. Yeah, I agree with you, especially if Alcaraz doesn't get healthy. And I'll tell you what. Forehand, that's a great pass from Casper. Love 15. Never count out Nole. If he's he found, he did pretty well for how he usually does in Monte Carlo. But I agree with you. I really do agree with you. Like I said, especially if Alcaraz doesn't get healthy. If he does, then maybe it kind of feels a little bit like he's a decent favorite. If Rafa is not, doesn't show up, or it doesn't show up to his best or whatever. That first serve goes out from Steph. But I will say this. These two guys, I for a long time thought, okay, I'll be honest. I don't really think necessarily the same thing with Zverev, personally. Like, there are players that I just don't feel that same way about, personally. But with these two guys, I'm like, okay, they're going to struggle to win a lot of majors. Like, it seems like Sinner and Alcaraz will win multiple majors. But I do feel like at some point they will win a Roland Garros. I've had that feeling for a while with both these guys, which makes sense. These both guys have done well on clay courts. They have a great win percentage on clay courts. Ruud is like one of the most winning players on clay courts of this decade. Tsitsipas, has won Monte Carlo twice and has the 3rd highest win rate ever at Monte Carlo or something. So it kind of makes sense. that I think this way, but I just feel like both these guys could get a Roland Garros at some point. Their caveat is the fact that they've had to verse against Djokovic and Rafa, and that Djokovic is still around, and also that now they'll have to face off against Sinner, and especially probably against Alcaraz, who's absolutely insane on clay courts. So I just feel like maybe this is the year. This is the year. Djokovic has slowed down a little bit. Alcaraz maybe hasn't quite peaked yet. This might be an important match for both of these guys because you never know. Momentum is a big thing once we get to Roland Garros. And not to, they're still the top guys are the favorites, but I'll just be honest. That's partially how I'm viewing this match. I really am. I feel like both of these guys feel like they are Roland Garros contenders. I don't see why they shouldn't be, why they shouldn't feel that way. It'll be big momentum for both guys. It's absolutely for sure. And I feel like they both feel like they're contenders. Forehand Ruud cross court, forehand Steph. Forehand Ruud down the line, back and slice Steph. Forehand Ruud down the middle, forehand Steph cross court, forehand Ruud running to it. 30-all, big point, forehand inside out. But it's called out though. So we're at a break point for Casper. 30-40. Called wide confidently by that line judge. We've seen a lot of iffy calls, but that looked wide. 30-40. Break back point for Ruud. Let's see what Casper can do here. Or if Steph can keep this lead a bit. Huge point. Serve from Tsitsipas. That goes long. Second serve. Down the tee, forehand of Ruud. It's in the net. Don't miss the return there when you get a second serve from Steph to the forehand. That is a poor miss. Poor miss. He caught that way too low, and he hit it in the net. Mistimed the return, or waited too long for it to drop. I mean, it was going to be a very neutral shot anyway. That's a poor forehand from Tsitsipas. Both these guys yet to find their range or their form yet. Am I the only one watching YouTube on TV? Nice. Yeah, no, I love doing that too. I can relax now and listen to the stream. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, Joe. Hopefully I have a relaxing voice. I don't know about that, but not when I'm yelling and screaming. I guess that could be relaxing in its own way, but I don't think with my voice. Forehand of Ruud, forehand of Steph. Catches the corner, forehand Steph down the line. Ruud is there though because he's quick, and that's a lob smash. Tsitsipas back, and Ruud is there again. Another lob smash put away. You're not going to get it over the head of Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas has the best overhead in the game. Tsitsipas, in my opinion, has the best overhead in the game. And that doesn't mean a lot. Like when it doesn't mean as much as having the best forehand in the game, because everybody has a pretty good overhead, except for Djokovic. except for the greatest of all time. His overhead is very poor. Awful. Poor Djokovic. But everybody has a pretty good win percentage when they hit an overhead. But Tsitsipas barely, if he's got to be 99.5% of the time he wins the point. Not just that, he puts it away. Oh, wow. And I fully jinxed him there. Oh, my God. He completely missed that overhead just as I finished speaking. Oh, my God. Tsitsipas misses the overhead. Okay. Poor stuff from Steph there. It was a shanked forehand and then a missed overhead. Now it's advantage for Ruud, right as I was speaking. That didn't make my commentary look very like it has any weight to it whatsoever. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I have to rethink my line of work. I have to rethink what I'm doing. All right, completely missed that just as I was talking about it. All right, we're reduced here at 2-1. Casper's got to put away a few break points now already. Forehand of Ruud, the forehand of Steph. Forehand of Ruud, cross court forehand of Steph. Oh, down the line is a great forehand. There you go. Advantage for Tsitsipas. Ruud's not going to be happy about not taking these couple of chances. As I still have Carlos as big favorite if he's fit start of the tournament. I agree. Novak, Zverev, Steph, Sinner, Ruud, and Runa, all great matchups, whatever combo. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting with Runa. I think, honestly, the big thing with Runa is physical and stamina. I don't usually like saying that with players, but I think that's true. I think that's true in this case. So we'll see how Runa does. But yeah, all those guys, I agree. I agree with all those guys. Casper nervous? I think so. He had to have been on those break points. All right, so second serve here from Steph. Forehand. Big into the forehand to Steph, forehand to Ruud. He started to attack and dictate, and then he missed the forehand. That's a bad sign early from Casper. Bad sign early from Casper. Casper hasn't been that great in finals, especially finals of big tournaments. I mean, he's yet to win a big tournament. Although he's had to play very good players in his finals. Like, these are the finals that he's had to play. He's had to play Rafa at the French Open, had to play Alcaraz at the U.S. Open. It was a bit of a chance, although Alcaraz played crazy in that U.S. Open run. But still, Djokovic in the French Open. But yeah, all three of those very tough players, to be fair. Miami had to play Alcaraz. That was his first big final. He had to play Djokovic at the ATP Finals 2022. Those are, I mean, Alcaraz, Djokovic, Nadal, Alcaraz, Djokovic. Those are very tough players. Now he has Tsitsipas, who, no offense to Steph, but this is his best opportunity yet, in my opinion, for sure, to win a big event. This is also his 21st final. He's won 10 and he's lost 10. So let's see if he makes a positive or negative. Forehand to Tsitsipas, and whichever one he does, that might kind of define what his finals record looks like from now on. Forehand Ruud. He gets to it with a flick. That's in the net, though. Tsitsipas has the momentum early. Steph is looking for that third Monte Carlo. We'll see what he does in Monaco. Yeah, Matthew, I'm hoping Alcaraz back to full fitness. Yeah, absolutely. Damn it. ASMR Anthony. What the hell? Wake up, Casper. Wake up, wake up. No, on QualityShot is an annoying voice. You can get overexcited sometimes, Anthony. Yeah, that's fair. That's perfectly fair, Joe. Are you rooting for Stefanos, Anthony? I mean, I try to stay very unbiased on here, but I'll text you, Lexi, who I'm rooting for. On here, I'm unbiased. 2 poor points played by Casper on breakpoint. Absolutely. Ruud's got to pick it up here. Becker's in the house. Hell yeah. Casper, you're making me angry. Casper's got to pick it up. That goes out with a volley, too. He goes to the net there. This is very frustrating from Casper early. Steph will have a dip in the second, surely. I'm not so sure about that, to be honest, Joe. Steph and Monte Carlo is a little bit different. I think Casper's just got to focus on picking up his own game, to be honest. Back and slice, forehand, Ruud put away. From my eyes, Steph isn't playing spectacularly. I think he's playing well. But Ruud should be playing better than that. 30 all. Ruud all day. Lexi Anthony knows what side his bread is buttered. You got me. I was about to ask why isn't MC if they have a match today. If they have a match today. Sorry, I don't know what you're referring to, Lexi. Forehand, the back. That goes out. I go over so many things, Lexi. Sometimes I'm not sure what somebody is responding to, especially if I'm not caught up to the chat. Casper is not the one to just give up. Yeah, absolutely. He's going to fight. Although in big finals, it hasn't been amazing. I'll be honest. It hasn't been amazing. French Open, 3-6, 3-6, 0-6. Second French Open was straight sets. He had opportunities versus Novak. Other two, 7-5, 6-4, 7-5, 6-3. U.S. Open went 4 sets. He had set points to go up 2 sets to 1. That was much better. But we'll see if he can do better here in this final. He definitely needs to step it up. Back and slice the forehand of Ruud. That's in the net. It's a double break point already for Tsitsipas. It's not what I expected. This is not what I expected. Ruud's got to pick this up big time. There's a lot of errors coming from his side. That forehand has not found it yet. against Djokovic and against Hugo Humbert, it was killer. His forehand he was whacking that forehand all over the place. Today it's just he's looking all out of Tsitsipas is dictating and he's hitting a lot of errors. Far from ideal start for Ruud, who looks very nervous. He looks very nervous. Steph growing in confidence because he's seeing a nervous Casper other side of the net. Those tense forehands by Casper on break points sent the message he's fearful. Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. That will definitely make Steph grow in confidence. He's definitely not new to this kind of a situation either, is he? And it's just his forehand. I mean, both these guys have been hitting the forehand so well. If one of these guys is nervous and missing, forehands, then the other guy is just, he's going to take advantage and start whacking the forehand. And, cross court over the lower part of the net, that's when, it's so, high margin, high percentage, and when he can really start, attacking the ball with a high margin. And if Ruud's forehand is not on, then Tsitsipas can really use that kind of angle and cross court to really, open up the court. And hopefully if Ruud's forehand breaks down and if Ruud isn't able to be aggressive, then Tsitsipas will be able to dictate and just start, doing the thing, start winning. So anyway, Ruud needs to find that forehand is basically what I'm saying. And I guess that's obvious. Takes on main court. I've already sold out on the first day of Madrid. Hey, let's go though. Let's go. Spanish fans are so good. So that's going to be great. I'm also excited for Barcelona, which is also a pretty big tournament. There's a lot of players playing in Barcelona that are huge. The draw for Barcelona, especially before Alcaraz withdrew, but it looks more like an 1,000 than a 500. There's a lot of great players playing. I mean, Rafa, for sure. Schwartzman could qualify in, which would be exciting. There's also I believe that's a Serbian player named Ajdukovic, and I'm sorry, but that's too close to Djokovic. It's too close to Djokovic. Ajdukovic. He's another guy who just qualified into the main draw, Monte Carlo. Forehand to the backhand of Steph. Forehand of Ruud. Forehand of Steph. It's just too good from Steph, though. When Steph is at his best on clay courts, it's amazing to see how he works the points and works the court with his forehand. That's good defending off that backhand, too. Those backhands just getting deep in the court. Opened up the court for the forehand, honestly, because Ruud was hitting those forehands off the ad side. Ruud does not want to hit the backhands. And Tsitsipas is so good at placement in these rallies on clay courts when he's at his best. Dios mío, so boring, Casper. Yeah, it's poor. It's poor. It's poor right now from Ruud. I was just replying to Joe. Okay, got you, Lexi. Got it. Maybe Casper thought the finals was yesterday. Won already after beating Novak Horde. Yeah, over celebrated early. Maybe. Forehand is big from Ruud on the return, by the way. Return to serve winner. Hopefully that picks up his confidence a little bit off that forehand. He needs it. Barcelona is too far away from Alicante for me to go. Okay, damn. Well, it seems like that's going to be a great tournament, Joe. But yeah, I mean, Madrid is going to be awesome. Barcelona. This is a great way to start the clay court season. Absolutely. I mean, if it was Sinner versus Djokovic, that would have been great too. But I feel like having these guys really establish themselves as contenders at the start of the clay season is probably one of the best ones we could have gotten. One of the best finals we could have gotten, especially if Ruud can pick up his level, because right now it's poor. That's another forehand slice wide. Something about Casper Ruud in finals, man, or at least finals of big tournaments. Casper Ruud in his career, by the way, he is 10-4 in 250 finals. He is 0-6 in all other finals. 10-4 and 0-6. That's amazing. Acapulco was his first ATP 500 final. That's unbelievable. This is technically only his second Masters final. Only his first one on clay courts. That's crazy. I actually didn't even realize that, but Forehand Ruud. Cross court's a great shot. Deuce. He has reached the final of the ATP finals, though, which I sometimes think of as a Masters. But yeah, technically, this is his second Masters final. This is by far the worst Casper has played in a big final, looking like someone that played his final yesterday. It reminds me of his match against Rafa in 2022, but he had the caveat that he was playing Rafa. So, we're at deuce. Maybe I was there at the major tournament. I watch any ones I don't like. Casper's win yesterday was a milestone in his career. Absolutely, yeah. I agree. It's not just a card course, still an elite court to watch tennis. Yep. Hey, what's up, Tom? Good to have you in here. It's advantage for Tsitsipas. Do you hear what Casper said after the Nole match? He said he still can tell his kids and grandkids that he beat Nole. Weird statement to make. Serve forehand to Ruud, forehand to Tsitsipas, forehand to Ruud, cross court, forehand to Steph. Forehand to Ruud, inside out, back into Steph, lob. Casper, smash put away comfortably. Ruud, this would, listen, even if Ruud does not manage to come back in the set, this would be a big, big game for him to win. And if he can stay aggressive, moving inside the court, this next point is big. I mean, just for Ruud to feel like he's got any kind of something in this match, like just play aggressive, play a confident point, get to break point, or else Steph is just going to run away with this first set. It's going to be a breadstick, and it's not going to be good for Casper. He's got to play some good points here. Put a string of some good points together. It feels like one good, decent point and then one poor point. Right? He's already finding himself so far behind the baseline. Forehand to Ruud, way up high. Steph smash. Ruud is already behind the baseline, and the point just started. Like, it's, I mean, I know he's returning Steph's serve, but it's just frustrating because Ruud has been finding ways to be more inside the court and attacking the forehands. Right now, he's just, I don't know. He's looking like the most insane and absurd version of Medvedev at the moment. He needs to be, I mean, it's fine if he's not playing like like Sinner, for example, or like a Rublev, but forehand way up high. That goes out. 5-1. 5-1 for Steph. Momentum in tennis is a real thing. Did you hear what Casper said after the Nole match? He said he can tell his kids and grandkids I beat Nole. Weird statement to make. I mean, I think that's a fair statement to make, but in the context of the tournament, you would like to hear players say stuff like that after they win the tournament. Absolutely. And also, yeah, he should believe that he's a better player than that. I mean, humility is a one thing, but he should, I don't think you should be surprised. I think you should be like, I want to beat Nole again. I want to beat Novak again. I don't think it's necessarily a weird statement, but yeah, Joe, I know what you mean. It's a statement that you're like, it doesn't sound like a statement of a player who's confident he'll beat Djokovic again, and that he'll win the final, for example. He's got a lot of other stuff to focus on. Anyone see the Rafa Rublev practice in Barcelona? Rafa's serve looks subpar. No, but I'll have to look that up. I was looking at a few of the practice videos, but I didn't see that one. I was just looking at some of the videos where he was practicing solo. And his movement looked a little weird, but he's looking better. And the ones I saw, but they were like 2 or 3 days ago. Forehand to Steph. Defensive lob. Oh, Steph gets it somehow. Oh, nearly miraculous lob. It goes out though. All right, something for Casper. Come on, Casper. It's 15-all. Come on, Casper. And then you can't question Casper in his major finals. He turned up and played close to his best. Rafa, Carlos, and Novak just wasn't good enough. I don't think he did, though, to be honest. For me, he didn't. Against Novak, I think he did. And against Carlos, I thought he played well, but I don't think it was his best, per se. To be honest. I think he played well, though. Against Rafa at the French Open, Rafa's unstoppable, unbeatable on Roland Garros, but I'll just say it how I feel it. I don't think he played anywhere close to his best. I know it's Rafa, so I'm not saying he could have won that match, but I think he could have made it closer. I just felt like he didn't play anywhere near his best, especially on the return serve. Like he had nothing on it. Like he didn't have much of anything in that match. That being said, Rafa played incredible. That's a good backhand close from Ruud at the net, backhand volley. So I'd love to see Ruud step it up. Against Djokovic at the Roland Garros last year, I will say he played fantastic. I agree on that one. Alcaraz, he played well. I didn't think it was his best, but I think he played well. He definitely took advantage of a subpar Alcaraz as well in the first set of the U.S. Open, but still, he played very well. But yeah. Anyway, in big finals in general, I think he should want to step up his level a little bit, but I do agree that the level of his opponents was the biggest factor. So I'll definitely say that, which I was saying earlier as well, but I don't think he showed up to his best. I think that was evident in a lot of things, whether it's serve performance or return performance or just not being able to adjust or, some things. Forehand Steph for pass, back in volley. That goes wide again. Ruud is going way too low percentage with these volleys. So Steph is at set point. This is very frustrating to watch, honestly. Ruud was talking like he already won the tournament. Yeah, that's the worst sign already, and that's why it is 5-1, 15-40. I'm sad. Steph, you have 2. Give Casper 1. Exactly. It's another serve into the net. That would be kind of crazy. 3 Masters events, they're all at the same Masters. I kind of wonder if that's happened before. Let me know in the chat. Do you know if that's happened before? Where a guy wins 3 Masters, they were all at the same one? That's kind of interesting. I know Gustavo Kuerten won 3 Grand Slams. They all were at the French Open. But I don't know if anybody winning all the 3 Masters, they all come out the same Masters tournament. All right, we're at deuce here at 5-1. Forehand of Ruud. Goes wide again, so we're at advantage. Weird was the wrong word. I know I didn't get much of an education at school. No, you're good, Joe. You're good. Can't see the score. Oh, okay. Sorry, I made MJ. Let me. All right, so stop point here. That's a serve into the net. Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Serve from Ruud. That's in the net. Double fault. That's a good, kind of fitting. Casper, man. Come on. Casper's got to pick this up. But anyway, Stefanos with the first set. He played great. Tsitsipas played a great first set. But I do wish that Ruud will pick up his level as this match goes on. Ruud played trash against Rafa. To be honest, he played good against Carlos, but could play better. Exactly. That's what I think. That's what I think as well. Sorry, caption is blocking. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, no, you're good. Hopefully that's better now. Lived in Ipswich, Suffolk, about 20 years now. Intentions of Portman Road. Sorry, just my thoughts. Sorry, I don't know what you mean, Tom. Dios mio, horror Casper. Absolutely. Come on. Casper's got to pick it up. Nadal obviously won 11 Monte Carlo. Nadal is another breed. So are Roger and so is Novak. And Borg won 3 Monte Carlo. Yeah. Who? That's actually a good question. Who else won Great Monte Carlos? I'm sure that's what you're looking into, Maynor. That's a great question. Let me know, Maynor. Who else is at the top of the list? Amazing player, Guga Kuerten. Yeah, he's an amazing Brazilian player. One of the better clay quarters of the last 20, 30 years. Absolutely. The funny thing about when you talk about best clay quarters, like you can talk about best hardcore players ever, and somebody will say, a player like Andre Agassi or anybody else, and people would be like, "Oh wow, Agassi, yeah, he's one of the all-time guys." But whenever you talk about best clay players now, everybody's a little. If you mention anybody other than Rafa or maybe Borg, Rafa and Borg, I would say still. So you got a little bit of a side eye, like okay. You're like, well, they're good, but they're nothing compared to Rafa, which is fine. Rafa deserves that credit. I'm not taking anything from Rafa, but it is funny that Rafa was so good that everybody just looks so paled in comparison to what Rafa did. Talk about a guy like Quertin. You talk about a guy like Thomas Muster. Talk about a guy like Borg. Or who else? Like, talk about a guy like Guillermo Vilas. Everybody just looks so paled in comparison. Guillermo Vilas won, I think, 679 matches on clay or something like that. So Vilas was really good on clay. Come Igjen Casper, right? Reset for the second set. Let's go, Casper. Second set. All right, here we go. Here we go. I think Anthony was talking about just one tournament and not any others. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, like, yeah, Joe. So if you win like 3 Cincinnati Masters and that's the only Masters tournament that you've won, for example, like, I wonder if that's happened before. Actually, I have an interesting thought. Gonna look up 2 different players that maybe could have gotten close to doing that. Second set getting underway. Casper Ruud stepping up. We're about to get started here. Although I think is that Anthony Ramos in the crowd. It looks like him. It might not be. A guy from Hamilton, and now he's in some other stuff. Played Hamilton's son in Hamilton, but I don't know if that's him. Maybe it just looked like him. It probably just looked like him, to be honest. Okay, so let me see. Okay, Andy Murray was close-ish to doing it, but not really. Yeah, I'm looking at what players could have possibly done it, but Tsitsipas is 1 set away from doing it. His first 3 Masters titles coming out the same Masters event. That's not a great start, though. That's an unforced error. Ruud needs any kind of momentum he can get. Let's go, Ruud. No problem, MJ. I'm done with that. No problem. Let me play some poker. Fair enough. While you're away, let's see if Ruud can get some momentum of any kind. He's still way behind the baseline returning, which you have to be for Steph serve, but it's just like he's just staying there, and it's not a great sign. But I mean, shout out to Steph for being able to keep him there. Basically, he's not moving up at all. Forehand to Steph. That goes out though. Love 30. Love 30 here for Ruud. Okay, let's go, Ruud. Let's see if he can pick this up at all. Has Rafa won more than 11 in one tourney, excluding RG? Barcelona, maybe. I think Barcelona, he's got 12. I'm pretty sure in Barcelona, he's won 12 times. So, I think Barcelona, Lexi. Yeah, Barcelona, Rafa's won 12 times, which is nuts. I think Rome, he's won 10 times, maybe. But not quite that many. It's crazy. I mean, going double digits at any tournament is insane. He's done that at Rome and Monte Carlo, if I'm not mistaken. Forehand of Steph into the back into Ruud. Forehand of Steph, the back into Ruud. Chance here for Ruud. Here early, back into Steph. Back to the back into Ruud. Back into Steph, cross court, back into Ruud, pulled way out wide. Forehand down line. It's a perfect point from Stefanos, using the full court, opening it up. This is the kind of Steph. This is how Steph looked in French Open 2 years ago. Just rock solid, serving amazing, using the forehand, just building out the points beautifully. He has such a vast skill set that is so good on clay, moves so well, and just has so much time on that backhand. It's like Steph loves a clay court. And it's fun to watch when he's in full flight like this. Back into Ruud. The forehand of Steph. Back into Ruud. Down line's a great shot. 30-40. Break point coming here for Ruud. Very similar stuff to the first set. But Ruud was not able to convert on an early break point. 43 minutes played. We've gotten a breadstick underway. 0-0 second set. It's a break point at 30-40. We'll see what Ruud can do. Serve from Steph. Wide back into Ruud defending. Lob way up high. It's a great serve out wide. That's a great serve. Too good. Too good. Perfect angle. Perfect angle. Nastasi or whatever you spell it. Yeah, Ili Nastasi. Yeah, Nastasi was quite good as well. Ivan Lendl. Mats Wilander, who's one of the most underrated players ever now. Never gets talked about. That's a great forehand from Steph. Too big into that Ruud forehand, and that goes into the ground. It's an advantage for Tsitsipas. Goes in the net. So 1-0 for Tsitsipas here. Not the biggest fan of football. Okay, well, fair enough. Well, it's good we're not doing a football stream then. Portman Road is the home of the Tractor Boys, Anthony. Tractor Boys are the name of Ipswich Town. See. Oh, okay, got you. Got it. I'm not here to talk football. Tennis is superior. Tennis is superior. Give the crowd something to cheer on, please, Casper. You can do this. Yeah, Casper needs to figure something out. How many... Okay, let's look at the stats now, because I'm sure they're not going to favor Casper very much. Let's see. 50% of first serve points won. 30%. Wow. Is this match stats? So, yeah, he's 11 out of 26 points on serve so far. That is very poor from Ruud. He wins one there, though, as Tsitsipas shanks a forehand. Stefanos has saved all 4 of his break points. Casper's gotten broken 3 times now, which is poor. This has got to be incorrect, honestly, but it's not like Casper is going for a whole lot to hit a lot of errors, but he's gotten more. It feels like this is way off. Feels like it's off on both sides. It feels like Steph has more winners than this, for sure. Feels like Steph definitely has a bigger gap between his winners and unforced. But anyway, this is always wrong on this site. So I don't know if maybe I'll find stats somewhere else, but anyway, it gives you a rough idea that Ruud is hitting more errors than Steph is. And that his winners to errors ratio is much worse. Forehand, the back into Steph, that's in the net. So 40 love for Ruud. It feels like a little bit better starting off the second set. Let's see if he can keep this up. Forgot, did Roger win the French? Yeah, he did in 2009. Amazing win at the French after Roger lost, I think, 3 consecutive finals to Rafa the years prior, including his only bagel of the 21st century outside of the Hurkacz match in the final set of their final 2008. That was the only 6-0 set that Federer lost in the whole 21st century, starting from the year 2000 all the way to the 2020s, until his last set that he ever played as a player, as a competitive singles player, against Hurkacz at Wimbledon. And then he comes back the next year, beats Robin Soderling in straight sets, the guy who takes out Rafa. And yeah, amazing win for him. He deserved it. Absolutely. Backhand, the forehand of Steph, backhand of Ruud. The forehand of Steph, the backhand of Ruud. Backhand drop shot Steph. That's in the net, though. It feels a little bit different starting off. It might just be me, but let's see if Ruud can pick up on any momentum here early. Nothing happened in my place. That's good, Maynor. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear you're okay. Federer won French Open in 2009. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Glad to hear that, yeah. who's going to or has all racing challengers. I have not seen it yet. I'll watch it for fun, though. I'll watch it. Why not? I'll definitely check it out. It doesn't look good. I'm not going to lie, but I'll watch it. Even the trailer, I know. You know when a movie is going to be bad. Like, you know from the trailer if a movie is going to be bad. Doesn't mean it's not going to be fun to watch. There's a difference between something being bad and not being enjoyable. So. All right, 15 all cured Tsitsipas. He's up the line to serve. Serve Steph. It's in the net. Second serve here. It's a double fault. See if Steph is blinking a little bit here to start off the second set. And if Ruud can take advantage of it. The Iranians woke up my boyfriend. He had red alerts on 2 a.m. That's terrible, Baynor. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything turns out okay. Okay, be careful still. Yeah, exactly. 15:30 here. Serve from Steph. That's down the tee, and that goes out. So second serve. Serve and volley. Back and volley. Steph, that's put away. 30 all. 30 all. Steph just has so many different, different options to kind of implement. And that's just serves him so well on these courts. I mean, the serve and volley isn't going to always work on a clay court, but he has so many different tools at his disposal on a clay court. And so many of them are not, neutralized or not neutralized, but weakened by the court. But he just has so much time to play out the point and build them out however he wants to, and that just helps him so much. And both these guys move so well on these courts, but we're not seeing that many, flashy great rallies yet. Often because Ruud is just missing the shots. I feel like Ruud is not even it doesn't even seem like Ruud is going all out on his shots. It just feels like he's playing very nervous and missing a lot of easy errors. Backhand of Ruud, the forehand of Steph. That goes out. So we're back to deuce here. We're back to deuce. By the way, Casper Ruud in the live rankings and the live ATP rankings. He's going to be number 6 in the world. Passes Rublev. Rublev is now going to be number 7 in the world. So Ruud is going to be at number 6 after this week. Tsitsipas could get to number 7. Ruud can't climb up ahead of him, which kind of makes sense because Zverev is right ahead and he has a lot of points, but he can. I mean, if he wins this match, Ruud, which seems he's not the favorite at this point, but he still could win. If he wins this, then he'll be about 1,000 points behind Zverev, just about. And if Steph wins this match, then he'll be about 50 points behind Ruud for number 6. So that's what it is at the moment. That's a great jumping backhand from Ruud. That is a better shot. It's what Lexi, it's what you were saying earlier. It's very little for it to cheer about from the crowd. Very, very little to cheer about from the crowd. Deuce here. Serve from Steph. That goes out. Backhand to forehand of Steph. Backhand to Ruud. Forehand to Steph. That goes out. Steph, the first sign of a little bit of frustration from Stefanos as he barks at his camp. So it's advantage for Casper. The only surface I've not seen live is clay. No, that's fun. I wish we had more grass courts nearby where I'm at, but that's very cool. Yeah. Hopefully you guys see some clay too. Hey, what's up, Peaches? Good to have you in here. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the chat now. What's up, Peaches? Love both guys here and glad it's not Nole. Thank God. Yeah, well, I like both guys. Casper is definitely one of the favorites, but it's sad to see he's very much struggling at the moment. Tsitsipas is outplaying him to this point entirely. Serve. Forehand of Ruud, back into stuff. Forehand of Ruud. That goes out again. Not converting on break points. That's his 5th break point. He's not able to convert. Damn it, I just don't like a 2-set final. Exactly. This goes 3, I'll definitely be tipsy. Nice, Joe. Pick up your game, Casper. What the hell? Exactly. Give Casper an honorary membership to QST for ousting Novak. Give him an honorary membership if he takes a set here. I want him to pick up his level here. I know he can. I absolutely 100% know he can. Just about if he will, you know. He's not doing it at the moment. He's just not doing it. Serve and volley forehand. That's very high up. You see Steph coming in. He's already done that a couple times. Ruud does not have anything on these returns. Ruud does not have anything on these returns so far. By the way, Tsitsipas already come in 13 times. He's won 10 of those points. That's how Steph likes to play. It's almost surprising he hasn't done better on grass courts, to be honest, in his career. Forehand, Steph, forehand of Ruud. He gets there. That's a backhand volley put away. Steph is firmly with the momentum. He's at 6-1 and 2-1. He's looking for that 3rd title in Monaco, where so many of the players practice. And he's looking for that world number 7 ranking. Ruud and Tsitsipas, if that does happen, will both be firmly inside the top 10 of the world now. The number 10 spot, if we're going by live rankings, the number 10 spot is Grigor Dimitrov. And he has 3,595 points. So it's really not a big gap. But Ruud will have the winner of this match. Well, if Ruud wins, he'll have like 4,300. But if Tsitsipas wins, then these guys will be about 400 points ahead, which actually is actually much less than I thought. But so not firmly in the top 10, but in the top 10. There's so much opportunity for movement with all of these guys, partially because a lot of these guys have not been that consistent. But the other bigger factor is the fact that Medvedev, Alcaraz, Sinner, and Djokovic have been so consistent, so winning, and so good for the last 52 weeks or so. I mean, really since the start of 2023. At least since the 2023 Australian Open, probably a more fair judgment to say that. But yeah. Rune is going to be outside the top 10 for the first time in quite a while, in a couple of years or a year and a half or so, at least. Fritz is no longer going to be the top American. He's at number 15. We're seeing a lot of movement. Alexander Bublik's now 18th in the world. That's the career high ranking for him. He could still gain some points. 2, Karin Khachanov, Tommy Paul. It's going to be interesting to see how the rankings shake up. The year-end rankings is going to be incredibly interesting with Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic, but also with how, the rest of the top 20 fall into place. Because I could see almost any of the top 20 players, any of them being anywhere almost, which is kind of crazy. Not quite, but it's close enough to that. At least top 15, top 10. Serve from Ruud, the forehand of Steph, forehand of Ruud. The backhand of Steph. Forehand of Ruud. That's in the net. That's another poor forehand. Love 15. Feels like the 20th forehand unforced error we've seen. Ruud getting outplayed. Yep. Sucker. Willander is on Eurosport Tennis. Nice. Yeah, I like seeing him commentate. I love seeing all the players commentate. They know what they're talking about. It's always an excuse. Kind of fun. Try to figure out the next excuse. The no offense will say he's not well. Yeah. I know. Yeah, exactly. People will always say that with any player, whether it's Novak or whether it's whoever, and I just never like seeing those excuses whatsoever. It just sucks. Just sucks. It doesn't give credit to the players beating him like Casper, like this, who are playing phenomenal to win. I think Nole is only playing for Olympic gold now. He does not look happy playing, looks miserable. I'm here, but not here, a little bored. Yeah, because he's lacking motivation. Absolutely. Let's see how many mojitos I can stream an ATP 1000 final. Well, it seems to be a rather quick final, so You might not get too drunk. Expecting Stefanos to be the one to show frustration first out of these two. Yeah, exactly. This is very frustrating to watch, not gonna lie. For Ruud, he's just hitting way too many errors. But he's at 30-15. I mean, the second set, he had a breakpoint chance, but it's looking a little bit better, just ever so slightly. So forehand the net from Steph, 40-15 for Ruud. I still think this has 3 sets written all over it. I think somehow, some way, Ruud is going to grab the second set. And that might age poorly, but I think somehow, some way, Ruud is going to be able to grab the second set. I don't know if he's going to be able to win the match now, although it's not impossible. It's definitely not. But I think that Steph is the favorite at this point for sure. But I think somehow, some way, Ruud is going to grab the second set. I just think he can pick this up. He's played such a good tournament to this point. I mean, surely the first set was a wake-up call here. Steph is not always the player to always carry momentum all the way to the end. For backhand lob. That's back. 2-2. That goes wide. That goes wide. So 2-2 as Ruud holds. Better stuff there from Ruud. Where did you find the real live? It's on Tennis TV, if you have Tennis TV. Also on Tennis Channel. I know they're showing it as well. This really is a great way to start the clay season. Sinner and Djokovic doing very well, but these two guys showing that they're also contenders. It would just be very good if Ruud can really kind of cement that by at least taking a set or doing something here. It's not going to be that, it's going to be a great run from Ruud, but if he keeps up this level in this final, doesn't show much, it's not going to get the feeling like he's going to be a big, contender at the French Open or even to win the other 2 Masters clay titles this year. It's not going to feel quite like that. It'll feel like there's still ways to go until then. If he doesn't pick up his level. For Tsitsipas, either way, at this point, it feels like he's a contender. Ruud's got to show something more in this final here. Come on, Ruud. Serve, hits the tape, goes long. Tennis TV, pencil it, absolutely. Yeah, Tennis TV is good. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes they can lag behind a point or two, but they're good. Back in volley, hits the tape, goes over. Everything going Tsitsipas' way as he apologizes. But it's left 30. He'll still take it anyway. Serve Steph, the forehand of Ruud. That's a great pass. He's got to get some momentum here. $30-15. Or quill and ink lovers. Yeah, whatever you use. Pencil, pen, quill and ink, typewriter. Whatever you use, keyboard. Mechanical pencil. Forehand Steph. That's a great forehand. That forehand inside in, that's usually so good from Casper. Steph is killing that shot today. I mean, these two guys, they're not completely dissimilar in a lot of ways, I would say. Steph is definitely the better, the bigger server between the two, and he's the better player probably so far in their careers. Although I guess Casper has reached more major finals than Steph. Steph has reached 2, Casper's reached 3, but it's pretty. I won't say it's a complete blowout, but Steph is probably the better player in their careers so far with, the 2 Masters titles, the ATP Finals title, getting a set away from Roland Garros against Djokovic, beating the big 3 multiple times. the consistency inside the top 10 for a long time. So he's probably he's the better player so far in their careers. But Ruud is fantastic as well, and they both, all the things I've been saying. They love building out the points on clay, and Tsitsipas is definitely a more aggressive player, the way he hits the forehand generally, but Ruud is more of a slice and dice kind of crafty, but rather than power, maybe more kind of the weight on the ball and the spin on the ball. Although sometimes he can hit a hard forehand, but they're both not completely dissimilar. Hey, what's up, Sam? What's up, Sam? What's up? Good to have you. My prediction at the start was Ruud in 3 sets. I have still predicted I think Ruud is going to take the second set, but let's see if that doesn't age particularly well. Ruud's got to pick this up, though. That's for sure. 100% got to pick this up. By the way, everybody who didn't hear earlier, I was saying at the start of the stream, everybody who's joined in since, it is the head-to-head is 2-1 for Casper. They've played, this is their first time playing in a final. Actually, the last 3 times that they played, first they played in a round of 16, then they played in a quarterfinal, then they played in a semifinal, now they're playing in a final. Their first time that they played was on clay courts, right after Tsitsipas won Monte Carlo. Couple weeks after Tsitsipas won his first Masters title in Monte Carlo. Tsitsipas was the seed, and Casper beat Tsitsipas 7-6, 6-4 in straight sets on clay courts. That was their only ATP level meeting on clay courts, only ATP match on clay courts. Since then, Tsitsipas beat him in Canada 6-1, 6-4. Then earlier this year, Casper Ruud beat him in Los Cabos 6-4, 7-6. So all of their matches have been 2 sets, straight sets. Except for one, but that wasn't ATP level. But I'll tell you what I mean. I said this at the start of the stream, but I'll say what I mean. They also played, for anybody who didn't hear, they also played in the final of a Futures tournament in 2016. Still listed on the ATP website. Final of a Futures tournament in 2016, which went 7-6 in the third set. Tsitsipas won. I would guess that both players remember that, but yeah, anyway. I think I remember seeing videos of like junior Casper Ruud and Tsitsipas like in the same video. I think that was probably that tournament. It was an Italian Futures tournament. But yeah, now they're playing in a final of a Masters 1000. 30 left for Ruud. He's definitely, the levels picked up in this third set, and I don't think Steph is quite as infallible as and indestructible as he looked like in the first set, but we're still early stages, and there's nothing huge yet to really cement that in. Ruud's still not doing a whole lot to hurt Steph. That's a good backhand down the line. Love seeing the one-handers back in the top 10. Stefanos back in the top 10. Dimitrov back in the top 10. I really love it. I get excited by that. Long live the one-handed backhand. Dimitrov at number 10 in the world will beat Tsitsipas at least at number 9. Musetti doing well as well this week. Beat Fritz. Played an honorable match against Djokovic. Musetti is number 24 in the world, but he's got top 10 potential, in my opinion. Potential, not right now, but potentially. And he's definitely got the work ethic and the passion for the game to work hard at it. So anybody who is going to be working hard and is that talented, I think, and is that young still, I still think he's got top 10 potential. First serve goes long from Ruud, so second serve. Second serve from Ruud. Forehand to Steph, the back into Ruud. Back into Steph, down the line. Forehand to Ruud, cross score. Forehand to Steph. Back down the line, back into Ruud. Forehand to Steph, that's a good point. I mean, he's just so patient. Tsitsipas is so patient in these rallies. He feels more patient than Casper is today, and Casper is generally so patient. It also feels like Stefanos is winning the chess match. Like, Casper's anticipation is generally so good, but Tsitsipas is so good at placing the ball, and you're not letting the opponent know the next move, and especially on the clay court. Like, he's so good at just working the court so well. into all the places that are the most annoying for the opponent. Backhand slice. Oh, he gets to it. Oh! Ruud actually should have gone between the legs there. And I know that sounds strange to say, but that was his only option. I want to see that again. Ruud hit a drop shot. Tsitsipas hit a fantastic slice down the line. Right, catching that white chalk, or the white chalk down the line. Right down the line. Yeah, the only shot Ruud had there was between the legs. I think sometimes players don't want to go for it sometimes because it looks like it's like, man, you will only want to hit that shot in practice, but sometimes the right shot. It would have been almost impossible to hit that anyway, but Casper's talented. You never know. Forehand, that's a good shot down the middle. Break point for Tsitsipas here at 3-2. Once gifted my dad a Parker pen, was name engraved on it. He loved it. That sounds awesome. Hell yeah. Steph was dominant, but Ruud didn't play well in the first. Yes, I agree. Backhand half volley. Oh, it's better. Oh, Tsitsipas gets under it, but he hits it in the net. All right. Ruud saves break point to avoid the match from being broken open. That would have been bad too because Ruud was up in this game. I was here while Casper was getting whooped, but decided to watch the UFC replay as to not jinx him any further. Okay, nice. Yeah, I still need to catch it, but I heard some crazy reactions to it. Ruud had the chance to jump on stuff early in the set like did versus Novak in sets 1 and 3. He had to drop off and needed punishing. Yes. Yeah. He really has not, Let's see if he can hold here, but he would definitely be an escape. Is Ruud too nice to win 1,000? I don't think so, but also, I mean, yeah, I kind of know what you mean. He's such a humble and nice dude. You kind of have to have that killer kind of thing and that self-belief and be like, I mean, even when you play tennis, I was thinking about that yesterday. Like, I was playing with some friends who are like just way younger than me, and I was just like, we're just playing a practice match, and I was in this mindset of like, I don't need to like, I kind of don't like. Part of me was like, do I really like want to go all in here? And then I just, even if I wasn't going all in, but even if I was just 90%, it wasn't working enough. So I had to have that killer thing. Like I have to win this match. And I don't know if that Ruud has that all the time. And it sounds silly, but I mean, yeah, I see what you mean. But I think at some point he'll have to win. He will win a clay Masters. I think he's too good on clay to not. That being said, though, David Ferrer and Dominic Thiem never won a clay Masters titles. So neither did Juan Martín del Potro, for example, and that's crazy. So you never know for sure. I don't think Berdych did either. Tsonga, I think, did, but I'm not even positive. Did Tsonga ever win one? I think he maybe won. One. I know he won Canada one year. Did he ever win a clay Masters? No, he didn't. Tsonga never did either. So there you go. There's another one. That's a good backhand volley from Steph. He's serving and volleying a lot. Ruud needs to play more aggressive on the return. Steph is sneaking into the court. Ruud needs that Viking spirit. Hell yeah, absolutely. Really want Casper to win, but he lacks that killer instinct. So true. So true. And you need it. You absolutely need it. You need to just be zoned in and just be like, I'm here to kill. I'm here to win. I'm here to be the best. I'm here to be the GOAT. I'm here to be the great. You kind of have to have that mentality. Like, everyone get out of the way. Like, I'm here and I'm here to take this. And you have that because it's a game. You're here to win. But you need to have that. Backhand, lob, Steph, smash, put away. Put away, so 30 love. $30 love. $30 love from Tsitsipas. They showed that Tsitsipas has won 29 of the baseline rallies to 25 from Ruud, but I don't know if that's accurate. That seems like a lot for Casper to have won, but maybe. Anyway, it's 40 love for Tsitsipas, who's hitting another gorgeous backhand down the line. I've rarely ever seen Tsitsipas playing with his backhand at this level. That's really exciting. It would be great to see Tsitsipas win a Roland Garros. Another one-hander winning a slam. And before Alcaraz becomes too insane. And you know, spice up the game a little bit. Give another slam to this 90s generation. One thing I will say for sure is I do enjoy watching Tsitsipas on clay. I do love watching Ruud on clay courts too. He's been struggling today. Serve from Steph. Back into Ruud, the back into Steph. That's a shank. 40-30. Can Ruud sneak back into this game? Let's see. Let's see. Ruud has not been able to take any of the chances yet in this match. Just really cost him. Serve here from Steph. Backhand, the backhand of Steph, forehand of Ruud, the forehand of Steph. Backhand of Ruud, back to the backhand of Steph, backhand of Ruud. Backhand of Steph, forehand of Ruud. Backhand of Steph, forehand of Ruud again, cross score. That's a good shot. That's a better forehand. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Anybody else feel that? That was Casper Ruud stepping up to the plate and finally swinging away. That was Casper finally swinging. Freely. Some freedom in that forehand. And is that the start of something for Casper? It's been 0 for 5 on breakpoint conversion. Here we go. Something to give the crowd a cheer about for Casper. Serve Steph. Out wide. That goes wide. Here we go. Second serve. It sounds silly, but this might be a make or break moment too. Like Casper, if he could get to break point here. That's a big forehand return. Backhand volley. Forehand. Good shot there from Casper. He's at break point. That's it. That's it. That's it. That is what I like to see. A low, just hard return. Casper really got time on that shot and got his feet planted in position and really just attacked over, hit over that forehand well. Kept it low and aggressive. He's been playing I said it earlier in this game. He's not been aggressive enough on the return. Steph has been serving and volleying on clay courts. This is the slowest clay court around. He's been like 11 out for 14 on net points. Casper being more aggressive, and it's paying off. He's got a break point. 6th break point. Can he give the crowd a cheer about something about? Can he give the crowd something to cheer about? Backhand, the backhand of Ruud. He's in this rally. It's neutral. Backhand Ruud, the backhand of Steph. Forehand Ruud. On that ad side, backhand, Steph opening up the court. Backhand slice, that's pretty good defensive. Tsitsipas opens up the court. Really good from Steph. But I do feel like Casper is being very passive. I mean, he's got to know by now that if he keeps playing this way, Steph has the upper hand at the moment. Casper's got to find some ways of, I mean, even there, I mean, the first shot, he did pretty well on the initial defensive slice, but then he just stayed way back behind the baseline, at least like 5, 6, 7, 8 feet behind the baseline. Like, you got to move your court positioning up because Steph is clearly, he's going to be able to hit winners. He's very consistently with a very good winners to unforced errors ratio, just, you know, hitting winners and finding angles all over the court. It's like cat and mouse. I mean, I like that, though. He went after it. That's when I feel like he's got a chance. He misses the forehand, but that's better, Casper. It's better than getting it in and Steph just whacking the winner easy. Yeah, at least went for something. Ruud win the final. Okay, loose for Scotto. Let's see. Casper, come on. Call McGinn. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Lexi, but call McGinn. Oh, that's a big forehand return. It's a big forehand return. Blasted into that deuce side. Deuce. Deuce there. Deuce there with the big shot. It's a big shot. All right, come on. Come on, come on. We're back to deuce. You can't overstate how big of a moment this is in this match. You really, really cannot. Casper finally giving Steph something to think about. And it finally feels like the nerves have worn off a little bit from Ruud. Like it feels a little bit more free, and it feels a little bit more like he's playing with some clarity of thought here. A little bit. It's always harder to think when you're playing against a player playing this well, though. I will say that. But forehand inside out, back edge, just great stuff from Steph there at the +1. Lob stays in, though. Good defense from Ruud. That's a good toss of forehand. Oh, Steph with a very strange shot. Very awkward. He kind of, I need to see a replay of that, but he kind of ran inside the court and tried to hit this kind of half volley topspin shot, just running and hitting over it. I want to see that again. I'd rather show Casper for some reason. I mean, I don't mind them showing Casper when he hits a great shot, but they're showing how far Casper was behind the baseline by that point. Great depth anyway from him. So I don't think Steph was expecting that good of a shot there from Casper. That's why he ran inside he was way out of position to return that. But anyway. Serve Steph in the backhand of Ruud. Cross court, back into Steph. Down the line, back in Steph. That's put away. Another saved. 7 for 7. 7 for 7 breakpoint save. 7 for 7 is the biggest number now. Why is he standing so far behind the baseline? Like, come to the net, brother. Yeah, absolutely. Come to the net. Yeah. Grr. I'm going to pretend that Casper's playing amazing. He's playing so well. Casper needs to pick it up. He needs to pick it up. Is this the Stefanos slump? Yeah. The dips and highs of a tennis match. Lows and highs. Let's see. Forehand to the forehand of Steph. Forehand of Casper down the line. Backhand Steph. Drop shot. Casper's there. Backhand lob. Casper's going to go for a tweener. He loves it. Lob. That's a good one too. Smash, but Smash, they make it or no? Wait, hold up. He made it? No. Steph missed it. Ruud with the tweener lob. Ruud loves the tweener. People say this guy's not talented, but man, he can hit some great shots. That was a really good lob. It had great depth on it. And that was a good time to hit a tweener. He had loads of time. It was a perfect time to hit a tweener. And that was, yeah, it was wide. It was kind of hard to tell the sun and the camera angle. But yeah, Steph completely missed the smash. I mean, yeah, it was a very low percentage way to hit the smash. I don't think Steph expected that much depth on it. He didn't really reach enough for it. He just kind of, I don't know. He didn't hit down on the ball enough. Serve, that's in the net. Second serve. What's the opposite of clinical? I don't know. Going to a clinic. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's a great. I mean, it's just too good from Stefanos there. 8 for 8 now, but Ruud needs to go all out on these break points. Like I'm talking triple digits, go for broke on the return. I don't know if he can hit triple digits, but go 90 miles per hour, just as big as you can go on the return of serve. By the way, points played on serve in the set so far: 19 for Casper, 39 for Tsitsipas. That's surprising in every possible way. Stefanos served down the tee. That goes long. Second serve here from Steph. Second serve, the forehand of Ruud. Backhand of Steph. Forehand of Ruud. That's in the net. That's in the net. Ruud is just not finding it right now. Ruud's first big final since the French Open final last year. And just his second big final of the last 2 years, or since the start of 2023. But he's not finding the level at the moment. In fact, Ruud has not won a set in a big final. I hate to say it, since the U.S. Open final a couple of years ago. Let's see if we can do something here. Tsitsipas misses a first serve. It's a chance here for Ruud. Or at least better for Ruud. Backhand big, cross court. Backhand slice, backhand Ruud. Again, cross court. It's a great angle. Backhand dead lights in the net. Let's go Casper. Let's go Casper. He's at deuce. Casper's level is definitely picked up, though. I mean, that's for sure. Just not on the break points, which is frustrating. All this time with Rafa. Come on, Casper. Show Rafa what you're made of. I like it. I like it. Non-clinical. Yeah. There you go, Doe. Forehand, cross court, the forehand of Ruud. Backhand, that goes wide. That goes wide. Advantage for Tsitsipas. Advantage for Steph here at 3-3. So in the back in a Casper, back in a Tsitsipas, the back in Casper, down the line, forehand to Tsitsipas, back to the back and slice of Casper. Forehand to Tsitsipas, that's too good. That forehand is amazing right now. I mean, Casper is giving him some tough shots to deal with. Casper, I mean, Stefanos just looks like it's just easy for him right now. It's just looking easy. It's looking like a playground. Almost like Roger on grass. It just looks like he's got full control of the court. He's got every shot. Very good. Come on, yep. Casper had such a big win yesterday, and today he's playing so timid, like, what's up? I don't know, but it's the overexcitement, I guess, of winning that match. Nagami is pretty good too. They're all good looking. Y'all are getting distracted in the chat because of what's going on in the match. Go Stefanos for the win. He's 2 points. He's 2 games away in May. These guys do a lot of hard work, train hard, eat right. Maybe that's why they all look good. It's the same on all the other sports too, right? I mean, look at the tennis players, soccer players too. They're all hot. Nice. Nice. My football crush is Ruben Diaz, tennis Stefanos, football Otmani, GP Nagami. Nice selection. That's fun. What about darts? Best athletes come in darts, absolutely. Well, not related to the subject, but didn't like a 14-year-old just like start crushing everybody in darts or something? I don't follow darts, but that's what I heard. Isn't there like some teenager prodigy in darts? Yeah. Hold up. Luke Littler. That's a hilarious name for like a teenager that's doing well in darts. Luke Littler. Yeah, 16 years old. That's crazy. I should start watching more darts. Darts is fun to play. I've always had a crush on Michael Phelps. Nice. Magnus Carlsen. Carlsen's awesome. Carlsen's great. That's the chance, Casper. Wow, exactly. He had multiple break points and they didn't put it away. Olympics winner, most decorated Olympian of all time. Yeah, he is one of the best athletes ever. Absolutely. There's so many, though, that just come to mind that are just so phenomenal and up there. Pele, Tiger Woods, Michael Phelps, Muhammad Ali, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Magnus Carlsen, if you include chess. And there's so many others, too. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. There's so many. There are so many. Michael Jordan. Steph Curry now is great. 30 love for Ruud. Messi as well. That's a great serve out wide, so 40 love. Phelps is the GOAT of all sports, in my opinion. I've heard a lot of people say that. It's so hard to break down, I think, but I mean, he's got to be the greatest Olympian of all time, and that counts for something. And and Olympics and swimming is even way more. I mean, that's the peak of it. It's kind of crazy in tennis. Olympics is not the peak of everything, but it's not even close with the Grand Slams. At least most people would say. Not everyone, I guess, but forehand back to Steph, but that's too big off the forehand. I mean, this is kind of hilarious. Ruud is doing well on his own serve. He's just not able to break Steph. Like, let me feed you the break points here. So 8 for 8. Stefanos is always very good at saving break points. That's why he was top 10 for forever. Stefanos Tsitsipas, I don't care if he's not in the top 10. I just have to say it. Just unbiased, he's a top 10 player. It doesn't matter if he's not in the top 10, he's a top 10 guy. And that's why he's very good at saving break points. And I mean, he's just a top tier kind of guy. Maybe not always great at, beating a Djokovic or a Rafa, but he's very good. Dean love for Tsitsipas. But it was like Rublev. Back in 2022, he left the top 10 for 2 weeks in August of 2022. Outside of that, Rublev's been in the top 10 this entire decade. It's like Tsitsipas. He left the top 10 for what is it, like 4 or 5 weeks? 3, 4, 5 weeks? I think like a month or so. He's already back in the top 10. I don't expect him to leave. Not anytime soon. So, I mean, he might start, wavering a little bit, but he's going to be top 10 for quite a few more weeks, I would suspect. First serve into the net. Second serve here from Steph. It's in the net. And they were talking about our crushes. Yeah, I know, Lexi. No, I saw that. Hey, what's up, Joe? I saw that, Lexi. I saw that. There's a figure skater which is cute too, Ilya Malinin, but he's like 19. Hello. Got it. Okay. Playing well now. Keep going. Okay, yeah. I mean, Ruud is playing better, and he's serving to love like every game, which is crazy. That's a good serve down the tee from Tsitsipas. 2 holds to love now. Tsitsipas is 1 game away from his third Monte Carlo final. Remember Phelps came back from a break from swimming and won loads of goals when everyone was wearing them all in one. Everyone was wearing them all in one swimming suits and he didn't wear it. Back from a break from swimming, won loads of goals when everyone was wearing them all in one swimming suits. He didn't wear it. Yeah, I mean, Michael Phelps absolutely. I think Muhammad Ali, for me, when I think of GOAT of sports, he's always like one of the very first guys I think of. I have to give a nod to Messi, though. Messi has really, and Djokovic as well. I really think Djokovic has an argument for it too now. Djokovic is great because, also think about, he needed Federer and Nadal to get as good as he did. But also, I mean, it's true to say, with all of those guys, he won 24 slams, the record, in an era where Roger and Rafa were playing and won 22 and 20. I mean, Novak Djokovic has a great argument for GOAT athlete, too. But when I think of GOAT athlete, I'll be perfectly honest, Muhammad Ali is always the first guy that comes to my brain. And there's some great documentaries with Ali, too. So I'm going to go with Lance Armstrong, the Tour de France, 2,000 miles of elite base call racing. All racers were doping. Well, that's a big take, Joe, but I don't have a strong opinion on that one, but interesting. Zadovska, let's go Tsitsipas. Okay. Let's go Steph. One more game, yeah. But yeah, for me, I would say in Ali, Phelps is quite good as well. And those would be some of the biggest ones. Also in Padel, what's his name? The totally blanking on his name. Fernando Tuguin. If you look at him, I mean, he is so dominant. Also, wheelchair tennis. I don't know how, wheelchair tennis athletes are very dominant as well. But, yeah, Fernando Steguin, I mean, he is just unbelievable. He's like the Djokovic of padel, but I mean, almost even more than that. His longevity was unbelievable. He won like twice the amount of titles as everybody else. By the way, we're just talking male athletes. Also, there's some really fantastic female athletes as well. In tennis, Serena and Martina. For me, Navratilova, Graf, Evert, Celis. Other ones back in the day. That's another shank from Ruud off the forehand. That forehand has not been there today. This has got to be a match Ruud needs to learn from, just like his other finals as well. And yeah, in other sports as well, by the way. But yeah, backhand. Lots of great athletes. That's a backhand in the net from Casper. I'm trying to amuse myself with the hot boys discussion, or else I'm going to cry. Lexi, go for it. You're good. I love it. You're good. Among the ladies, I'm a really big fan of Femke Bol-El, the track and field runner. Also a big fan of Ellie Carpenter. Nice. What's the name of that great goalie in soccer? Hope? Yeah, she's great as well. Hope Solo, yeah. That's a good volley from Ruud, put away. 15-30. Lexi, feel free to distract yourself. You're good. You're good. This is tough. Steph is 2 points away, though. Unforced error count at the moment. I mean, what would that say there? I need to take another look at it. Backhand to the forehand of Ruud. Inside in. Forehand. Steph gets her lob. Smash put away. 30-all. Ruud has been so rock solid on his own service games this set. All right. He wins 2 in a row. Here, let's see if he can do a couple more. See if he can do a couple more. It's 30-all. Serve here from Casper. Serve here from Casper. Backhand inside out. Forehand to Casper. Backhand cross court. The backhand to Casper. Forehand of Steph. Forehand Casper. Forehand of Casper down the line. The backhand of Steph. Backhand Casper. That goes long. So it's 30-40. Tsitsipas with a break point. It is Tsitsipas with a break point. Wow, the crowd chanting Tsitsipas. I mean, wow, on match point as well. That's kind of crazy. That's not going to feel great for Casper. Often the crowd roots for the underdogs, but forehand to Steph. Forehand to Casper. Backhand to Steph. Cross court. Backhand to Casper. Forehand to Steph. Backhand to Casper. Forehand to Steph. Backhand to Casper. Steph for his third Monte Carlo. Backhand to Casper. Back to the forehand to Steph. Long rally in it here. Forehand to Steph down the line. Stefanos falls on the ground. He's back in business. The Greek god reigns supreme in Monte Carlo. He's got his hands over his head. He gets the win in Monaco. It's not been easy for Steph since that Australian Open final last year. Things picked up a little bit more for him towards the end of last year. He's back in the place that he loves on the clay in Monte Carlo. He couldn't do it last year, but he is back in the top 10. He's number 7, and that passion. I mean, he's quite the character in the sport. And he's at the top for a reason. That's a big moment for Steph, and that could be a catalyst for some big things down the road. I really feel it for Casper Ruud, man. This guy has not won a big title yet, and he's been in so many finals, playing fantastic. He just beat Djokovic. So he's going to get positives from that, but come on. That was a little bit disappointing, a little bit sad. Hopefully Casper shows up. He's still a fantastic player. I still expect him to win one of these at some point. I really do. But he's got to, I don't know if it's the killer instinct. It probably is. I don't know what it is, but Casper doesn't seem to play that great in the big finals to this point. But Steph played fantastic. That forehand, the backhand's great. Everything is great. I mean, I played a very complete game. And he's back in the top 10, and that is a big win in the career of Stefanos Tsitsipas. Most important Monte Carlo, I think, that he's won yet. And that's gonna be big things coming into Roland Garros as well. 3 Monte Carlos in 4 years. Crazy stuff. All right, guys, I appreciate everybody joining in. Please don't forget to subscribe, QualityShot Tennis if you haven't already. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Steph back to victory. Steph absolutely crying, by the way, bawling. No amount of hot men can make me change what I feel now. I feel for Casper, you know. I feel for Casper. Alexa, you're funny. All right. That's a win for Stefanos. He gets the win. My favorite sportswoman was Flojo, but she was definitely juiced up, unfortunately. Yeah, that's always tough with sports. Oh my God, what match is over? Yep, 2 sets, very short match. Can't believe Casper just let that match go easily. Worst match ever, yeah. It was a very, very poor from Casper. Lots of errors, and he just didn't. He did it 8 for 8 break points, not converted. All right, I appreciate everybody joining in. I'm going to head out. Definitely join in for more streams. We'll be doing Madrid, Monte Carlo, Roland Garros, the Olympics, all that stuff. Join in for the rest of the clay season, please. Appreciate all you guys. See you guys at the next one. Stefanos is back in winning ways in Monte Carlo, and that's going to be very interesting for the rest of the clay season.
Lose